how's the dealing with Kindred if she's up.
Yeah.
So once they nerf her next patch, which will be in 2 or 3 weeks probably, he'll be like probably played a lot more again. Not that he's not played now, but it'll be more
Yeah.
proficient. I think in the next patch probably. Okay, so like right when you're in loading screen, what you should always what elo are you?
What's that?
What elo are you? What rank are you?
Gold 2. Well, gold 3.
Okay.
Hovering around gold
So one
2.
thing you should always do when you're in loading screen, I know I forgot to do it when I was in loading screen right now because it kind of went fast, but is you should look at all the summoners they have.
Uh-huh.
Every 10 player, all of the players in the game. Like normally, yeah, pretty standard, right? Like your top has TP,
Yeah.
their top has TP.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you're the jungler, you have smite. Their jungler has smite. Some teams take smite ignite, some take smite exhaust. Gotta check. What's the next role? Mid. They have you have an Anivia with ignite mid. It's kind of weird. I don't really see a lot
Yeah.
of that. See a lot of TP Anivia, but you know it's gold, so shit happens. They have a cat with ignite, pretty standard for Katarina, I'd say. Some cats will take TP. What else? 80 carry took heal. Some might take barrier after this patch. This one took heal as well. So just make sure you know what all summers they have. The exhaust on
Mm-hmm.
your team,
Okay.
exhaust on the enemy team. Exhaust is pretty important for you to know because if you go gank bot like level 2 or 3 or something, all your damage is like your Q and your autos, right? So your bursts. So if you get exhausted right on your bursts, your gank's like gonna get
Yeah.
pretty behind. So you got to make sure you can account for the exhaust when you're going for a gank. All right, and then next thing you got to look at. This is kind of, I know it's like I won't try to like overwhelm you with like shit, but you know it's important is knowing the matchups for your lanes. So
Yeah.
right when I got in this game, the first thing I thought was, this is just me playing a lot of
Uh-huh.
League, I know, is that Anivia actually shits on Katarina early game.
Okay.
Like, Katarina has to get shoved in, has to get pressured. Anivia gets so much free autos because she's ranged. Like, I just know the matchup from playing the game a lot. I don't play
Yeah.
mid, but just from seeing it happen so much. I've never played the matchup Cat versus Anivia. I've never played Anivia,
Okay.
but it's just something you need to learn is like from playing more to learn the matchups.
Yeah, I have to
Now I
learn more
can't.
of the matchups for certain lanes.
Yeah. So one thing, like, there's a lot of things that come to my mind. I'll try to explain. I won't like go into depth about them, but I'll explain like a little bit. And a
Okay.
lot of things. One of the things comes to my mind is Anivia will always be pushing, so I have to think. Yi will want to look to go mid, or the enemy jungler doesn't have to be Yi, because Yi
Yeah.
probably will power farm. But I think like the enemy jungler is gonna have to, or Cat's gonna be like, I guess, missing so much CS or being so pressured that she won't be able to do anything, you know? Like, she'll just fall behind innately from losing CS. And
Yeah.
that's not obviously optimal for your mid laner to fall behind. So their jungler might look mid's what you have to think. Or you could think of it this way: your mid's going to be pushing so much, he can help you. He can go into the jungle with you and you know, get wards down, or you can find Yi, maybe he gets low because sometimes Yis get low in their first clear or so, and you
Yeah, for
can
sure.
fight him with Anivia because Anivia has pressure in her lane. She'll be pushing her lane. Cat's really weak early game, levels 1, 2, 3. She's not really going to do anything. So you need to think about stuff like that because it's really, 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 really important.
Okay.
Next thing, you look at your top lane matchup. You have somebody who's literally going to just split push and farm the whole game.
Yeah.
You have Searches, like you have Nasus.
Yeah.
So the only thing you can really do, like in my mind, I'm like, fuck him, like whatever. If he gets behind early, I'll try to match a gank later. If I see Xin Zhao like on the mini map just constantly pushing in this guy, then yeah, it's a free gank. But other than that, you got to be like, whatever. He's gonna scale no matter what. So your
Okay.
bot lane's like something that looks like free. Like they have a Sona on the other team. That's the easiest kill, like the squishiest support besides like Zyra.
Yeah.
Now if it was like a Braum, a Leona, then yeah, it's a little harder. But one thing is, I love having Alistar on my team because, like, obviously it's a little higher elo, but like they can like Q flash on top of them and then knock them into you.
Yeah.
So like even basic Alistars like mid gold, we'll know to like combo or at least flash on them and then Q, and then knock them in. So like pretty good, pretty easy ganks bot lane, I'd say, because Trist also
Okay.
has follow up with jump slow. So you need to be looking at the matchups, how they play out, and one thing you need to realize about Trist is there's no way that she will not push the lane. The only way she doesn't push the lane is if she doesn't level her E at all the whole game, because
Okay.
her E pushes the lane innately. So also you need to think about the matchup is the supports. This is a melee support, range support. So they're gonna have like pushing advantage early game if the Trist doesn't get the push early, because
Yeah.
they have an extra person being able to auto the creeps. So obviously all this is important, but none of it really matters because you don't know for sure if your lanes know how to play their role. You know, you can't trust your teammates in solo queue.
Yeah, for sure.
Like this is important stuff to know and like how it plays out, but all that being said, like it doesn't always happen like that, you know? Like
Yeah.
maybe this Nasus will just get ganked level 3, get a double kill. Like you have no idea what's going to happen. So I
Yeah.
never ever go into the game like, especially if I'm solo and I don't know anyone, like with the mindset, okay, he's gonna win this matchup. Anivia is so good against Katarina, like first few levels at least. He's gonna win this matchup so hard. He's gonna carry the game. Like you can't like think like that, but that's the stuff you need to keep in mind.
Okay.
All right, let's get this started. Where are you gonna start? Double? What are you thinking right now?
I think I start top. Yeah, I start top.
Top side?
Yeah, so I can get an early gank bot. Cause
Okay.
I knew
Okay.
Nasus was gonna farm all game.
Mhm. Okay. So you don't want to ever go by tops. What you're saying? You want to be away from tops. Like
Yeah.
this is like your thought process behind it.
Yeah.
So my question would be like, all right, you know about like the buffs you get when you smite shit. I'm guessing because you
Yeah.
jump. So why would you value? Why wouldn't you value like, especially on an auto attack champion like Graves? Like why wouldn't you
Yeah.
value like a double golem smite for stuns every like 6 auto over Gromp? You know, because like think about it, like Gromp isn't gonna do anything for you because the whole point of Graves being a good jungler is he can kite the camps and they won't ever hit him. You know.
Yeah.
Like if you're
Okay.
optimally playing Graves, obviously it's hard because you have to learn how to play him like really well and like
Yeah.
space your autos and all that stuff. But you know what I'm saying? Like Gromp's not gonna really do a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you were like a
Okay.
tank, like a Mumu or something, yeah, Gromp's really good. But
So I should
also at this elo,
prioritize.
like yeah. Also at this elo, your bot lane's probably not good enough to do double golems.
Yeah,
And
they don't do it.
yeah, and I don't blame them because I would, even when I'm smurfing, like up to until I get to like Diamond 3, I tell my bot lane, even if I want to start topside for some reason, I tell them don't do doubles. They don't know
Well,
how.
they changed it, didn't they? Where the only
Yeah, no, people are still gonna do it at, like super competitive matches and super high
Yeah.
levels. They'll still do it. Any XP advantage you can get, you take.
Okay.
So you too. You smited, right? Yep, you smited.
Yeah.
Let's watch the kiting. Okay. That was. Let me make sure. I don't want to say something wrong. Okay. So the whole point of Graze Dash, right? Like
Mhm.
while you might think it might just be for the auto attack reset or the reload on one bullet or whatever,
Yeah.
it's actually so you can keep spacing away from the camp.
Okay.
So the first dash you did was like right into it, like you just did it.
Yeah.
Here. You need to just be. This isn't actually as bad as I would expect it to be, but
Okay.
just make sure you're dashing away from it, I guess is what I should say, and using
Okay.
it right after a different the previous auto because it auto attacks resets. So I like it. It's good.
Okay.
Better than I expected, at least. You can kite these for days. Make sure
Can
you're like.
Okay.
Let me pause it just to show you on my cursor. So like when you queued it, right?
Mhm.
Right. You walked here, you queued it. You can E this way, right away.
Okay.
And then you just auto it once, back up a step, auto it. Well, you can kite this camp all the way out till here till it resets, and it has a bar
Okay.
over it. They actually jungle's gotten so much easier over the years. Like there's actually a bar on it now that'll tell you when it's. See the white little lines?
Oh yeah. Okay.
That'll tell you when it's starting to lose aggro, and you gotta, you know, either kill it or get the fuck back. But
Yeah.
you can come out to like see this little corner right here.
Yeah, the corner of
You can
the.
kite it, maybe even one more extra auto out here. So you E this way, auto again,
Okay.
move this way, auto again. Make sure you're hitting all 3 little ones, or all 3
Okay.
at once when you're autoing them. It's like obviously not like gonna lose you the game or anything, but it's really important to keep your health high without
Yeah.
having to use potions.
Efficiency.
exactly. Let's keep going. Because like right now you're tanking both, and like Graves, like the main reason he's so good early mid games, like he's also you should just potion if you're gonna be this slow too. Because what if you walk in here and their jungler's like right in your face, like Master Yi.
Okay.
So you want to keep your health high. Do you know where Yi started? Like 100% right now? Are you like 100% sure where he's at right now?
Yeah, it was bot side.
You're sure he started bot side? Like not if you can see like right now, but in your head like this game right now. Did you know? Because there's ways to
Not
tell.
100% sure.
Okay. Because there's ways to tell. The way you do it is, so your bot lane didn't leash, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Because you start topside. You can check like comparison to when your bot lane got into the lane. When did their bot lane get into the lane? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
your bot lane got like I just do this by natural instinct. I look at the bot lane like right when I'm doing my first camp. So your bot lane got in the lane. Their bot lane got in the lane like 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 7 later. So that means like it's not 100% of the time because there actually used to be like a not a meta but like a thing that bot lanes would do where they would sit here and pretend that they're leashing for their jungler and they would come out. But they don't. People don't do that anymore. That was like 2 or 3 seasons ago.
Okay.
So they were late. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So by them being late, you know for sure that Yi's probably there. So knowing that and knowing where you are on the map right now, you can kind of get a guesstimate. If I was you, I would probably say Yi's at his rates, like you're at rates, like completely mirrored. But it looks like just since he had a leash from 2 people and you had a leash from 1, he's a little ahead of you right now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't know that particularly, but I would know that he's at least at his red side jungle. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
So always want to keep that in mind because just for like counter jungling purposes, like walking into this bush, like right here, if you don't know, which you said you didn't know for sure, 100%,
Yeah.
you could die. If he's right here and you're 50% health because you just didn't want to hit your 2 key or whatever reason why you didn't potion, doesn't matter, but
Okay.
you would probably die or you would have to flash away.
Yeah.
Minimum. And that's like when you're an early game jungler and you're against a jungler that scales 10 times harder. Like obviously that's an early game thing you do not want happening. So
Okay.
it's really important. Okay, I will give one little tip because I actually have played a lot of Graves in like scrims and stuff.
Okay.
And one thing that I notice about Graves that's really important for as far as staying healthy goes
Yeah.
is keeping his passive stacks maxed out. And the way to do this is make sure you're always before you're clearing a camp, you're always saving an E, so that way you can like how to explain. Let me use my cursor. So you like killing this, right? Your E is gonna come up in 13, which goes down by 0.5 seconds every time you auto a creep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you get a triple auto, that's why I was telling you about the triple autos, because it's gonna lower it by more on the wolves when I was talking about that.
Yeah.
So what I would do is I would do this. You could probably since it's so healthy. Actually, you have smite, so you probably don't have to. If you didn't have smite, you could probably dash one more time and then save it for the next dash for the next camp. So you're gonna be at like if you didn't have smite, you would dash one more time, then auto, and then have dash back up, and then you would be able to have 4 stacks, finish the camp, and then while your stacks are still on, dash over this wall to this camp and keep your 40 armor and MR, which is actually insane. Early game 40 armor and MR is so crazy. And if Yi for some reason like decides at the random time of like 350, 340 to invade your doubles, you're gonna have 40 armor and MR from the start.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So yeah, I'll be at an advantage.
And this is something you can do, like this whole thing, all these things I was talking about right at the beginning, like besides the matchups and stuff. You could you can just go do it in a custom game, you know? There doesn't have to be people in the game. Like I really struggled at champions like Graves and Kindred for a long time, and they were meta for like the past I don't know, they're still meta. Like They're
Yeah.
good champions. I've done custom games before. Like, it's not anything to be like ashamed of or anything like that. Yeah, like, it's just practice that I needed to do. Like, I had never really played an AD carry in the jungle before, or any
Yeah.
ranged character in the jungle for that matter. So, it's just something you gotta practice. That's all.
Okay.
So keeping the stacks up, really important. And your auto attack will refresh it on creeps in the jungle, which are monsters, but not on minions in lane. So it's something important to know too. But yeah, the kiting's not that bad. Like, I can tell
Yeah.
you've played Graves before at least. So now you have the stacks fading. This is when you dash the wall. You know what I mean?
Okay.
There it is. Like, you have smite up in 10. You dash the wall. You have 3 stacks. Let's watch the gank. Let's see how you're going for a gank here. Oh, that's kind of laggy. One sec. Let's wait. Okay. Okay, see what I was talking about the Q flash, or the flash, he did a flash Q, cause,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, like mid goal, but like, you know what I mean. It's like so free when you go bot. Now, here's what I'll say
Now,
about the whole gank in general.
should I? Yeah. Should I have saved my E instead of using it to get within range?
Let me just talk about the beginning of the gank first.
Okay.
Unless you're like 100% sure for some reason, which I'm gonna just assume you're not, that there's a ward here, it's just 10 times better to go this way.
Okay.
Cause you're like literally, unless you're like 100% sure that there's no ward, like gets warded more early game than this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like
Okay.
they don't want Alistar to pop out of the bush and fuck them up, or whatever.
Yeah.
But since they're pushing, it's technically okay to go through lane. But since you would have to like somehow sneak into this bush with creeps here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and this bush is warded, so just walk this way probably. Like, they're not gonna see you, you know? You don't
Yeah.
have vision.
Okay.
So you walk into here, Alistar can just combo. You can walk behind them, like you literally just cut them off.
Yeah.
So it either forces them to fight or forces them to run through you. So it doesn't, just the way the gank played out, it didn't make that big of a deal, but that's the route I would like to see regardless. You know?
Okay. Yeah. I'll keep that in mind.
Let's watch. Okay. Yeah, the dash is good. The main reason the dash is really good there, even though you're not like using it efficiently because it didn't reload a bullet or anything,
Yeah.
is it got you in the range of her to auto and Q before she could flash because she was stunned. Like, Alistar knocks you up and then it stuns you for a second when you land.
Yeah.
So it's fine, nothing wrong.
Okay.
It's like a free kill for you. Like, getting a kill early game on Graves is such a good feeling. Okay, so I don't know how. Okay. Doesn't matter. I was gonna say you could go for a dive on the MF because she's alone, but stuff like that at this elo, it won't work probably. Just because you can't like completely trust your team to know how to juggle aggro and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's fine. You got first blood. Like, only thing I would have done different here from what you've done. Like, I don't like the pathing you took. I'll just tell you like what would have been more efficient. You get the
Okay.
kill. You shove in this lane. You shove it in hard. Like, see how they're still in lane?
Yeah.
You just got first blood and killed their support. You need to get this lane into tower, and then you need to go to doubles and then base.
Okay.
Because all your camps are spawning. Like, this came up like 35 seconds ago. This came up like 25 seconds ago or something.
Okay.
Recently. And so you need to base, do doubles, because the reason you want to do doubles on your way out is because you have enough health for it and your smite was up and you want that stun buff.
Okay.
And it doesn't fuck your route later because you're going to want to go back and start doing your route again, which you could go for top gank, you could do Gromp, or you could do Gromp and then Wolves and then mid from here. You could do Gromp Wolves, your race would spawn by then. So you want to keep your routes like clean, which is really,
Okay.
really, really something that it's hard to understand at first, but just thinking about your next move is like super important.
Okay.
So I would have based, pushed it in if they needed help. If they just pinged you back because they wanted the XP on their own and the money, then whatever. Just go to doubles, base, and you're sitting on money because you got the first blood. You know what I mean? I just
Yeah.
want you to use that. You have 1100 gold. I want you to get your like red smite, longsword, basic boots, pink ward, something like that. You know?
Yeah,
I
for
want
sure.
you to have a presence on the map now that you have the money. Because that's like what jungle's about. Like, and this is what I'm talking about. Like, you're wasting the I don't know how to put this like in a good way, but like you're wasting
Time?
the. No, you
Or
wasted
the
a shit ton
gold?
of time. You wasted a shit ton of time, but you're
Yeah.
wasting the power that you could have, the pressure you could have on the map.
Okay.
So not only did you waste a bunch of time not farming and anything when you're walking this whole path I'm doing, but you're also not gonna be pressuring the map because say this is what's probably gonna. I don't know if this is what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna guess that Cat sees you. You have red buff. This guy sees you.
Yeah.
Then nothing happens and you base, right? Like that's just my guess. I don't know like what's gonna happen because it's like mid gold, but so you basically wasted all that time if you just base right now. Let's find out.
Okay.
It's not that bad if he dies here. I would never dash into it
Okay.
unless you're like super far ahead.
Yeah, I died there.
Okay, so that being said, it's pretty obviously now it's like now that we've seen the result, the way I
Yeah.
said was a lot better.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why I wanted to say it before I watched it because I wasn't having good vibes about that because you're sitting. He's already gotten a shop in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
So you know, don't be greedy for like staying on the map all the time.
Yeah, that's something I need to work on a lot.
Like I see a lot of junglers like back and they wait for like enough money for like their hammer and their red smite. You know, like
Yeah.
you don't need the hammer and the red smite early or the first thing you buy. Like I don't know if you watch pros at all.
Yeah, I watch
Alright.
streams.
You know who Dardock is? A lot of people.
Yeah.
I've scrimmed against him before, and there's like something he does like that's better than any other jungler, especially on champs like Graves. He'll just like find little ways in the early game to get. Let's just keep playing. Well, you're probably just gonna. You based right? What'd you buy?
Yeah.
What'd you buy? Hold on.
I don't remember.
Okay, this is fine. This is fine. He finds like little ways to get advantages early, and then what he does is like there's a game that I remember. He got a kill early, and he went back and bought Swifty boots, first item. Didn't get anything else. No red smite, nothing. And
Yeah.
he just with Swifty boots on Graves. He just made his way around the map like anywhere he wanted to be. Could pressure even if he didn't get kills anywhere because he didn't have enough damage or whatever. He would just be pressuring everything. Like nobody on my team wanted to leave. Like they just all played safe. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
so like. What I'm saying is like you just want to have a presence on the map, and it's something I used to struggle with too when I'm jungling, like because I would get too like involved in like making sure my route was really clean and not
Yeah, and
messing up
like
my
work on
camps.
like balancing farming and ganking.
Yeah,
Is
that's
that
like
what
the
you're...
hardest part
Okay.
about jungle is balancing the two. So right now, like that's really like what you're doing right now is like it's like kind of tilting me because like you walked all the way up here, you did one
Yeah.
camp. You walked up here, then you walked down here, you're still walking
Okay.
around. I guess you're just like waiting for your blue, but it was probably not up for like 30, so you kind of wasted like 30 seconds.
Okay.
Let's see what happens here. I'm gonna guess you give this Anivia the blue. So that means you're gonna have to wait more for her to run to the blue.
Yeah.
You don't wait for mid laners.
Okay.
We don't like mid laners. Let's see how long you gotta wait here. It's not looking that bad actually. Gotta note that she's also missing XP and farm mid for this. So this was maybe not the best handoff time or anything.
Okay.
I think you should have just did Gromp and based. The only reasons why I think that's because you need boots, or at least another longsword for a clear to make it faster.
Okay.
And you already wasted so much time that you could be 6 right now if you were more efficient. Like look at the Yi, he's 6. It's 38 CS too. So it's just routing. Like his top side's gone, his bot side's spawning. Like he's just routing better right now.
Okay.
Let's see what happens here.
I think I go for the gank, yeah.
So like I said, Gromp. You could have done Gromp and been here by now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
If you wanted that top lane. You could have done Gromp and been here by now. Okay, the Wither. Okay, that's fine. One thing I'll say is, like, you have to note that he has a way of escaping if you come up behind him. So, firing your Q right
Okay.
away when he has an ability that can dash him to you is, like, suboptimal. That's just something you work on with playing the game more and knowing the matchups and stuff.
Okay.
So you just gotta think about it. Like, Cat, if you gank this Cat, she does the same shit, you know? If you come up from behind her, what's she gonna do? She's gonna shump on you. So, you can't just
Okay.
fire the Q right away.
Yeah.
It's like Lee Sin, you know? Have you ever played Lee Sin? Or do you play him ever?
I've played them before, but I mean, I don't
Okay,
like
well, you know how, like,
playing.
good Lee Sins, like, they'll just walk up and keep walking up and walking up on you and autoing you and
Yeah, and
slowing
then
you.
wait to
Then they'll
use
fire
their
the Q
Q.
after you flash
Yeah.
or dash or something. It's like that. Why would you blow
Okay.
your burst load when you're in auto range of her and she has a dash
Okay.
or something? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I should work on holding my
Yeah, your range
spells
stuff. Your range
until
stuff.
they use their
Yeah. Yeah,
escape.
once he dashes on you, you can Q and then, like, it's a lot more free, so.
Okay.
Now, so, let's just talk about the way the game's rolling out so far. I don't like how it's going, but you end up winning
Okay.
this game, but I don't like how I just don't like the way that it's started because you're against a jungler that's going to outscale you. He's going to outscale everyone. He's just stupid. Um, the routes you did made it so you're really behind in XP rate. Like, look at his farm. He's 47 farm. You have 29.
Okay.
That means like, besides taxing that he could have done in lanes, he's at least 2 or 3 or 4 camps ahead of you just from being more efficient. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not sure
Okay.
about. I wasn't like watching Yi, seeing if he was taxing stuff, but he's up at least 2 or 3 camps on you minimum.
Okay.
You just hit 6 after these wolves, right?
Yeah.
You are 10 minutes in the game and you just hit 6. So I would say, like, a good timing to hit 6 is 7 minutes, like an average timing. A
Okay.
good timing, 6 minutes. Like, but that's not gonna happen without kills or something going wrong, you know, for the other team.
Yeah.
Average time 7:15, you know, ish. So
Okay.
all that can be just better routing could fix that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So a lot of that still stems from the Gromp. I think. Like, I think starting doubles is just a
Okay.
lot faster and better. You get 2 people leashing. Like, if you wanted to gank bot level 3, you could have just did doubles red wraiths bottom or mid.
Yeah.
You know? And if he takes your top side, which he's not going to be smart enough to take your top side, then you take his bot side because it's going to respawn by the time you gank mid or bot.
Okay.
That's like some more advanced stuff. I don't really go over, like, you know, that's like when you get like to like mid platish, you know, a little higher plat. But there's always other ways you can play the game if you want to gank bot level 3. It doesn't have to be the standard start top, do 2 buffs, get a camp in between.
Yeah.
So you just gotta think about that,
Okay.
especially when you're Graves and you kind of need the
Early game pressure.
the stun, yeah, and the pressure. Like, because if I remember correctly, your gank was bot level 3, but
Yeah.
it required Alistar to flash on her, knock him into you. Not that it was bad. I'm just saying, like, just the whole route was slower. Because remember when I looked and we saw the Yi, he was like a camp ahead of you when we looked.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's partially what I'm talking about. Stems
Okay.
from that, and then this whole lead he has over you stems from that, and that thing where you didn't do the double goals in base and he died. You died to him.
Yeah.
So
So that
while you
made
do
it
win
even
this
worse.
game, there's always, always, always so much more you can do when you
Okay.
jungle. Let's keep going. Speed it up until you're at base. Did you buy pink at least? No. You probably just had enough for
Yeah, I don't think I had enough. I'm not sure.
probably enough. If you didn't have enough, you could have waited like 5-10 gold. Pink ward's extremely important. I usually
Okay.
buy one every time I base, sometimes 2. It's a really important item. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, I already don't like this. You wanna know why? Cause
I didn't farm a camp.
yeah, like You left the base, you ran
Mm.
out, you walked by a camp, right? You walked by another camp. Well, you didn't walk by this, but you know, you walked by these camps.
Yeah,
And you're like, you walked
Okay.
through a pink ward. Oh, never mind. Holy shit. I'm tired. I
yeah.
thought this was the enemy pink for some reason. But you walked through a pink ward, or you walked by the camps.
Mhm.
You didn't do camp, like, you just like walking. Oh god. I'm guessing this is gonna work out for you guys because they're focusing Alistar. That's what I like to see, a little burst action.
I don't think we get. I'm not sure how it plays out.
Nah,
If
you
we go
gotta
do
kill it already. It's
drag.
fine. Like, right when you got the kill, shove it, get the dragon. It's actually the best dragon in the game too, so you got lucky
Yeah,
on that first.
They buffed it in 6.10.
No, they didn't buff it. They nerfed it, but it was the best dragon before, and it still is now.
The
They changed
ocean?
it so you have to, the blue one.
Yeah.
They changed it so you have to be out of combat now. It used to be all the time.
No, didn't they make it so you get more? It's more like percent every 5 seconds instead of 10 seconds, or.
No, it's based on how many stacks you have of the blue dragon. But they made it so you
Okay.
have to be out of combat
Oh
now.
yeah.
Because you used to be like, what's really annoying is you used to be sieging like against like a team with the 1 or 2 blue dragons, and
Yeah.
in the middle of fighting them, you'd see one of them gain like 100 HP, and you're like, what? Like, what's going on? Like, so it's like a lot better. So shove that lane, get the kill. Don't sit around chasing them and fighting, and then this would be a lot quicker and cleaner. Like if something goes wrong here, it's because you like hesitated.
Yeah.
Let's find out. They don't have Sona ult, so this looks like it's free to me.
Yeah.
So right after you smite this, dash over this wall, do your red buff, do your bot side jungle if you need to. Keep like when champions like Lee Sin, Nidalee, Graves, Kindred, you want to use your stuff over walls.
Okay.
It's a little weird to get used to, but it's so much more efficient than the walking around you just did.
Yeah, for sure. It would have saved a lot of time.
We're almost done with the early game. Let's see the next. I want to see the next thing you do.
Okay.
Hands over blue. You hold mid. It's fine, I guess. Probably just would have went to doubles. Because now you just like here's what you did. I'll just recap. You walked through. Walked
Okay.
here. You walked here. I'm just doing your path. You stood
Yeah.
here. You auto attacked 1 creep. You got a creep. And then you walked all the way to doubles. So you just did wraiths, red, double, dashed over the wall, kept your stacks up like I was talking about. Doubles. You would have been right here right now. This is where you would have been.
Yeah.
If you didn't want to base. I would say base, but if you didn't want to base, you would be right here right now.
Yeah.
Look at this. It's pretty free. This guy has no flash. You have an Alistar. So even if you stayed out, which I would have probably based after doubles because you literally just got money everywhere on the map. So
Yeah.
even if you didn't do all that and you stayed bot, it would have been better than what you did. So
Okay.
even with the second choice, still would have been better because you literally
Yeah.
just walked around here and then got 1 creep. So just keep that in mind. Okay, just do doubles and back here. Like the time is, we are wasting time and you have no idea where the Yi is. He's probably gonna get a kill here. Watch this. Oh no. Oh yep, he did. Oh, Alistar flash. See the Graves burst. I'm ready. Oh baby.
Oh god.
You would have saved him if you comboed correctly.
Okay.
It's fine though. It takes time. And also you have to factor in the Yi has a Q. Because your Q missed, but your ult hit. But if you wait, you can hit both and then he lives.
Okay.
Like it's kind of similar to what I was talking about the dash when you were top lane.
Yeah.
So here I would just be beating on this tower to be honest. Okay, it's not bad. Like you notice, you should just be.
Yeah.
I would say like one thing that some Graves players don't do is they don't get as close like melee range of the tower, which
Okay.
damage the closer you get to it, the closer Graves. So I'd say it's not that big of a deal, but it's a little more efficient. Alright, let's see. See, I'm just wanna reiterate something. Remember how you started this whole thing by getting the dragon and then not dashing the wall and then doing these camps?
Yeah.
You've taken so much time that your
Mhm.
rates have respawned.
Okay.
That is just something that it's impressive to me, you know,
Mhm.
in a bad way. So just keep that in mind. Let's keep going. I want to see what you do with your next base. This is the early game's pretty much done. You've pretty much done your job as a jungler. Like I would
Okay.
say, how would I put this? You've done like a decent job. Like how I was saying, I didn't like how it was going.
Yeah.
You did a decent job, but like I want you to look at like the main part
What?
about jungle is
Mhm.
keeping their jungler in check while keeping your lanes safe. Like
Okay.
that's like one of the main jobs. Like sure, there's other champions like Lee Sin or something that can just kill everyone in the early game. But like your Graves, you just farm fast. You control the other jungler. You bully him
Okay.
in his jungle. Look at this. He's 5-1 with 80 CS.
Yeah.
You are 3-1, which is admirable. 47 CS. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like this guy scales so hard.
Okay.
At this point in the I'm actually like I don't mean this in a bad way. I'm actually
Mhm.
surprised that you end up winning this game.
Yeah. It was a
I'm not
rough
saying you
one.
did bad. I'm saying you did average, and there was a lot of stuff that you could have done better that
Yeah.
we've been
Yeah.
going over. Shitting on this Yi would have been easy if
Okay.
you just like learn about the routes I was talking about, learn how to kite camps more, start on a decent side of the map.
Okay.
We can go over more some other time if you feel like it, but I think
Okay.
that'll suffice for one first review.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can just start working on some of that, and some of this helped you a little bit.
Yeah. For sure.